What's up, everybody? How's it going? It is Wednesday once again. How about that? It's almost like it happens every week. Almost. Anyway, if this is your first time at a thumbnail review live stream presented by vidIQ, then let me break it down for you. Let's talk about how this all works, shall we? All right, so first of all, in the description of this video, you will see a link, and the link goes to a form, and I'm going to show you what that form sort of looks like right now. Sorta. This is sort of what the form looks like. Might look a little different, but you'll see some questions and you answer them, and then you send them on over to me, and I will use this nifty little random number picker here, and I'll click and it'll pick a random number, and I'll type that in and it might be you, but it also might not be, and that's just how it works. It's a game of chance, and you can only enter once, unfortunately. Also, super chats aren't submissions. They're really nice and we appreciate them, but they don't count towards the submission. I don't even know how that would work. That's not how it goes. So yeah, go ahead and submit your thumbnails below. Make sure you put the video link and not the channel link, right? Because a lot of people put their channel link and I'm like, I don't know which thumbnail you want me to look at. So just, whatever thumbnail you want me to look at, put that video link down. Also, occasionally, I will have an idea I would like to show, and I will break out some Photoshop, and I'll be like, hey, this is kind of what I would do, maybe with the font or the thumbs up. I don't know. However, I would think I would improve it. I would just bring it into Photoshop, and I'd show you how I would do it. And no worries if you don't know how to work Photoshop. The stuff that I do is just real quick, and you can kind of do it in any software, Canva, Photopea, Affinity, your phone, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, it's not a tutorial, it's just me showing what's in my head. So yeah, I think that's it. And then the second half of this stream, we have a little something special. We've done it the past couple streams. Some of you might know what it is. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I guess let's roll with it, shall we? We shall. All right, so I will bring up a couple thumbnails that I already had picked. Let me jump to a different song here so it's not blaring in my ears. Okay, so the first one that I picked was the channel Little Lego Lover, and this was the thumbnail that they submitted. It was for Lego motorized rescue helicopter. And I do really, really like it. This is sort of like, let me just zoom in a little bit. It's sort of like grainy, like it's definitely a real picture. And that's super cool. Sometimes what I like to do, if you've been here before, you know that I like to do this, is I just hop on YouTube and, oh, sorry if that ruins it for this guy, if you're watching, but that's the next one I pick. So if we hop into like the Lego niche, I'm not sure if like typing Lego will work, but yeah, a lot of these have that's right. It's the red, yellow, and blue with white outlines, and like that just works. I see it a lot. You'll see red, yellow, and blue as the main primary colors, and then white outlines. I swear it works for every Lego thing that I've seen. Well, except that one. That's kind of like black outline. But that one's cool. It's a before and after. So if you do something like that, let me just bring it into Photoshop and I'll start like a good example of how this part works. So I'll just paste your guy in here, and then we'll select it, and we'll get that isolated. Okay. And then as for the background, I guess it would depend on the colors here, what you would want to do with this, but no, that's not what I wanted. I'll just make this easier. So, deselect, what am I doing? I guess it would depend on what colors you have on the Legos, and you've got a black, an orange, and that is interesting. I don't know how well that'll go with the whole Lego style, which is that, you know, the three primaries that I just talked about, but let's experiment, shall we? I just want to see what this looks like. So there's my like rough little clip of it. I guess that'll work. Let's just get rid of this, and then we'll add that white outline. So if you got a white outline, which it shouldn't look too bad on this one because it was already white as the background. So yeah, sorry, this is just gonna be like a really quick thrown together thing here. All right, so you've got this, and then let's just see how it jumps out. What I do is, like, sometimes if I really want to see how it feels, to do something very similar to like say this one and the other one. I know I'm jumping into techniques here, which I don't usually do, but I think it's worth it. So I'll just copy that one and I'll bring it in, and I'll straight up steal the colors. So let's try this blue here, just to see how well it pops. And I'm not so sure that feels right, but I think you kind of understand that. Yeah, so that does feel a little bit better. Whoops, I did the wrong one. That does feel a little bit better if if I could do it right. It sticks out, but with the orange in there, I don't necessarily know if that would work so well. But I see like a lot of these really bold designs that I really like in the Lego space. So maybe it's something to consider with what you're building too. But if you have something that you built that has orange, like it is, then if you go and search for like thumbnails with orange accents in it and see what kind of colors work for there. But really the style of Lego has those bold outlines. It's like, it's really, really eye-catching. Even when they're like tucked back here, which I'm not so sure about this thumbnail. It's pretty crowded. But you can see like the characters have like these, stop auto-playing. You can see that they have these like white outlines around them. So I hope that helps a little bit as far as the style. Now, the cool thing about your thumbnail is it creates curiosity to the point where I think it would benefit you if you came up with a way to show that it's motorized more. Now that you kind of know what the style is like, if you had a really close side-by-side of the wheel itself, or if you had, say, like a little square like this Lego, and you had the wheel, and then you had like two arrows, one going around and around to show that it moves, like that sort of diagram, and then the word motorized in there would be fine to point at that. I think just showing it rather than saying it is this might come across a little bit better. This bottom left here, I'm not sure what that is. It's almost like it's adding an element that doesn't need to be there. And also, you don't need two arrows. I think it's pretty... I don't even know if you need the word Lego in there, honestly. I think if you just have your item, the thing you built, and then motorized, as long as it's close up and it's a high enough quality, it's obvious that it's Lego. So if you just had like this guy, right? And then you had like something really close. This is gonna look terrible, by the way. I'm just doing this as to get the idea across. So you had something real close like this, and we'll just throw like a little outline around that. That's not what I want. I wanted a square, but you get the idea. Goodness. So it's got its... Everything I do is wrong. Okay. So you've got like it separated, right? That's really the only thing I'm trying to say. So if you got it separated and then you have an arrow, this would probably be like a side view. But you got the two things and you have the word motorized and an arrow. That's really all the elements you need. Don't do what I did. If there's anything that shows that this is not a Photoshop tutorial, it was that segment right there. So yeah, what you have looks way better than mine. It was just to give you the idea. But yep, if you got the wheel, you show that it moves. If you have the word motorized and one arrow, you don't need Lego, the other arrow, the little thing in the bottom. I think it would be really, really helpful. I just saw that comment. It said, what about adding Lego under the word motorized? Sure, you can, but why? You know, I guess the point would be to get it across that it is made of Lego, right? But if you see this 37 million view video, you'll see that it doesn't say Lego anywhere in there, but it's pretty clear that it's Lego, especially with that bottom. So it's clear because it's close. Like you can see that it's made of Lego. And of course, Lego is in the title too. That is like super apparent. And I think your title was just fine. Yeah, and then some of these that don't have Lego are really obvious because it's a close-up little Lego guy. So anyway, I hope this helped a little bit, just breaking this down. Yeah, we are all Lego. I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Regardless, this is a great start to a thumbnail. You really do have it simplified enough to where it's like, okay, very cool. If you just had the motorized one arrow in this, it would look great. I wouldn't do the little, I know what you're doing is like the little, the design, like Lego is, it's like white and then it's a black outline and then there's a yellow outline outside of that. And I get that vibe that you're going for, but, oh, there it is right there. But, I would make that just solid black if it was on a white background. If it was on a yellow background, you know, a white with a black outline, it would look pretty good. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on. This one is called, well, the channel is called Marcosite, and I'm gonna need to translate this just a tiny bit. Transform your YouTube channel in 2024. Okay, so we got some of the same niche here. Okay, so someone hit me with what this translates to. And let's see if you can do it faster than I can search it. I'm just waiting. Principal. Okay. Beginner's guide. Okay, cool. I searched it and like all I see is beginner's guide. And I wasn't exactly sure if that was like translated or not. Okay, yeah, thanks guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty solid as far as like the elements you have. I probably would change the background. Just like based off of what we do here at vidIQ. With a person, a background here, I don't want to. Oh, you almost missed it? Oh no. Well, you missed a ridiculous Lego design. So I don't want to give away like stuff that we don't want to show, but I do want to bring up a couple thumbnails to kind of show what I mean. I'm trying to. Okay. There's so many thumbnails. Okay, so if this is like a beginner's guide, then I would probably go with something more graph-like. This is the thumbnail for this stream right now. You'll see a lot of like graphs that grow in the background, and I would probably do something like that. Another direction you could go is like more of a solid color or a gradient with little YouTube logos. We've done that before. Grids and graphs are like, they're kind of trendy. Excuse the pun because it shows trends, but they I don't know, they really work. They kind of like put a not distracting background to put your foreground on top of. So that aside, if you change the background, you probably won't need the glow around you. Right now, the glow just kind of looks, it looks like a little amateurish, and it's only because the background is so out of place. It's just like, it's almost like it's like a wood wall, like wood paneling. So if that were a solid, you know, blue background, or like, I don't know, darker with YouTube logos, I think that the glow could blend you in a bit more, but you probably wouldn't need it. I love the idea that you're holding the customize page of the video. I see. Oh wait, that is not. of a video that's of the channel. I think, yeah. So it looks like you're showing all the tags, which is a question that a lot of people ask. So it's pretty solid. If you could make it bigger somehow, I probably would. I don't know about that, actually. A lot of tips that you'll hear about thumbnails is getting the eyes pretty close because it gives somebody a human to connect to, and it does help. But I've seen a lot of thumbnails with this size of a person, like that, taking up that much space, and it's pretty solid. They work, is what I'm saying. So I guess if you replace the background with something less, something that fits more, and if you push the text up a little bit to kind of get out of the way of what you're holding, it would make it a little more clear that that's what it is. The arrow is distracting. We're gonna do this again. Okay. So the arrows that I usually pick are like, they're just one solid color. And yeah, they're just not distracting. There's no design on them or texture on them. They're just one solid color. So that's the kind of arrow I would pick for yours. So yeah, that said, none of the stuff in it looks YouTube-y. And if you want to get across the idea that this is YouTube advice, the first thing somebody should see is a YouTube logo. So I hope that helps. Okay. A YouTube logo or something YouTube-y that's eye-catching. Okay, this dude, LittleCornDogs Gaming. Where can we get your arrow stock? I don't know. I guess I could put it online and give it away. Some of them I've made. Some of them I've downloaded. Like all these dotted ones I made for a specific project, or it was a website I was designing. Some of these I got from Adobe stock, so I'm not really sure I'm even allowed to give those away. So I don't know. Put all the arrows in my next thumbnail. You know what? Maybe I'll do a video on that next, and it's like how arrows changed YouTube or something. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of arrows, let's check out this guy's arrow. So I didn't have much to say about this thumbnail because it's so awesome. Yeah, there's room for everything. The colors are like perfect. It's not confusing. I mean, like, it's a game, right? Like, it's pretty clear. One thing I wanted to say about this, though, is immediately when you click, you see the plane in the sky. I love this. So, like, there's an immediate promise met when you watch this guy's video. Like, oh, okay. So, Trail Makers is the game name. What we can do is check out what other people do on Trail Makers on the YouTube. The arrow looks too flat. Rest is more 3D. I think it's personally I think it's okay. The thumbnail doesn't. You're right. The thumbnail doesn't necessarily need the arrow. Okay, so if it didn't have the arrow, what would fill the space? And I bet that when I want to call him Little Corn Dog, when LittleCornDogs Gaming made this, I bet that bottom left was like, oh man, I wonder what to put there. Like it feels empty. You know what? I'm sticking an arrow there. I wonder if that's how that arrow came to be. I love the white outline on the red. I think that's really solid. Maybe you could use your face in the thumbnail. I don't know. I mean, I think it's really cool the way it is. You know, it's one of those things like I would probably, if I was picking it apart, if I was being super picky, I would try to find a different picture that would fill up the space more. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe something that creates curiosity a little bit more. Man, these are pretty solid. Who can build the best transport drone? Stakes immediate. Man, All these are really good. You know, it's crazy. Like, when I see the thumbnail, it sticks out to me. I'd probably make the plane and barrels bigger, as if it zoomed in to have just one Let's try that. That is an interesting suggestion. Let's dump this failure of a project of mine. Not that the Lego one was a failure. It was my trying to explain was the failure. Right. Let's. Oh man, come on. Let's just get rid of it all. Let's start right here. So yeah, normally I'm not trying to like waste a whole lot of time, so I don't do a lot of experimenting, but honestly, when I'm away from the stream, if I'm making a thumbnail, I'm usually spending about 4 to 5 hours on that thumbnail. And that's probably not the greatest thing either, because some thumbnails are they just need to be simple, right? Okay, so let's just flatten that real quick and see what KT's idea looks like. So, if this was the case, I really like where the plane is itself. So, if we had something like this, or it's one less barrel, I'm gonna like just make this just to get the idea across. So, that's something that, I mean, that's what it would look like. You know, we could throw the stuff back in, but it's just like, that's not how you throw it back in. Just to have the idea, but like, you know, I don't know. I really like it the way it is. It's just one of those things, like, if you want to pick it apart, you might just need a new picture or a new angle. And I think that's all that can really be said about it, because, like, dude, it's awesome. I really like it. I think it's really, really cool. So yeah, great job on that. I would just try to make more of them. Like, I was just trying to be picky about it. You know, we're just trying to pick it apart because it's already so good. Man, that game looks crazy. Okay. Okay, and then this last one, Jonimationzz, the very first person to submit. I wonder if he's still here. Maybe. Needs more cowbell. I like it. I got a fever! Alright, so, I didn't quite know what this is about. I mean, maybe y'all can help me a little bit. Well, I mean, like, it's an animation channel, and I think it's about a specific anime, right? Maybe? Yeah, I mean, thanks. Hold up. Okay, yeah, so it's about a specific anime, and then they're just doing animations, and they're showing their animations. And it's sweet. I mean, it's, they look really good, too. I mean, I think that they're really, really cool. So, if you were to show something else here, like, okay, so you're showing like your work, right? This is your work, and then you have this animation trailer text on it. Is there a better way to show that, like, here I'm presenting my animations of this anime? Dang it. I would like to check real quick to see what else is out there. But before I do, I just want to recommend a couple things. First, this is like a square, and if you're gonna do YouTube thumbnails, they give you like little recommendations of like what size to make. 1920 by 1080 is what I do, but I know that there's 1270 by 620 or something. Yeah, no, so, yeah, when it comes to the text, I wouldn't even put the text in there. But 1270, 1280 by 720. Okay, yeah, that's the one. So, That's a smaller thumbnail size, and then 1920 by 1080 is the larger. So when you make that, you don't end up with it cut off at the top of your head and the bottom of the guy. It's just like, it's something that helps a lot because you know exactly where to put things in your composition of your thumbnail. Now, when it comes to animations like this, like you're showing the process or you're showing the result, I don't know. Like when I think about it, I'm like, okay, here's sort of like a before and after. See, you did this Sonic flipbook and it killed. Yeah, that is awesome. Okay. All right, so you were onto something here. I think that this animation trailer thing is just a little, it's like a little busy in front of your image. every time that hover would play, it was playing to beat. Okay. There is a lot going on here. There are so many like really, really cool images in here that maybe you could have just picked something else. Okay. So if you chose something like this, you really could have given a whole lot of room in your thumbnail to have text like that. One of these is like super clear, something like that. So if you had like a white image and then you had him on like say the right side of your thumbnail, let me just, this is going to be another terrible rendition here. What is going on? So just as an example, to kind of give you an idea of the composition here, if you had something to show, like say this, and then we just want to, I don't know, get rid of whatever this is. What you can do is put your text on the left side. So if you want that animation trailer there, I think it was JJK animation trailer. Oh, okay, so that is the anime. It would probably fit a lot better over here now that you have something to now that you have some space to put it, right? So if you had JJK animation trailer or whatever, I say whatever because I'm not exactly sure I got that right. I hope I did. But if it's something like this, then you'll have like a lot more room to play, and it's pretty clear what you got going on now. So ignore like the bottom of that was from YouTube, but if you had something like this, I think it would stick out a little more. It's something that would be really cool to experiment with is kind of the blue that's already in it. If you threw a stroke on it, let's say a stroke is an outline, by the way, for those not familiar with Photoshop. If you had something like that, you know, I'm not so sure this is good. It might just be because of the black outline. I don't know. It's something to play with, but you get the idea. I would probably, like, at this point, I would probably be like, yeah, no, and I would have gone back to black, but yeah. Hopefully that helps a little bit. It kind of gives you a little more to play with. Ooh. Sorry, one sec. I want to try one more thing because I didn't realize that you have like this blue outline here. Nope, doesn't look good. Anyway, I hope that gives you an idea of what I actually mean, though, because that does kind of provide a lot more space to work with. And I don't know, maybe there's like another character down here, right? And there are two fighting. I saw that you had two people fighting each other, and that's something that you could work with too. So, just yeah, I think it would probably give a little more of a professional like feel. Any way you can show that this is like a sketched type animation like you did with the flip books, I think that those will do really, really well. So yeah, it's a real unique channel too, because I haven't really seen a whole lot of something like this. I really like how you had the paper in this one, right? That little grid paper in the back, that in like the tearing of the paper, like that really this is obviously a sketch now. Like that's really cool. So yeah, I would do more more of that. Okay, so those were the ones that I pre-selected, y'all. All right, are we ready to start selecting more people? Are we? I think we are. Number 49. Channel name, ShelbyMaster. Okay, looks like it is a Minecraft channel. Just move my mic here. Man, it's like a rock song. Okay, so let's check this out. All right, I love that. I just bottom right corner, activate Windows. Oh, that's good. I like it. All right, so first of all, when you make something in Minecraft, this is kind of what you want to see is like the final result of what you're building, right? A lot of I built this in Minecraft type of videos. They'll get like a good picture of the result, but at like a really dynamic angle. Maybe if it's like a tower, they'll stand at the bottom and like take the picture from the bottom up to the top. Or if it's like a gigantic, I made Game of Thrones in Minecraft, then they'll like zoom way out to see all of Westeros, and they'll take a picture of that. So this thing that you built, I think it's really cool. Like you framed it really well. My only complaints right now about it are, first of all, my impression is that I built this thing in Minecraft. Before I would ever see the title, that's what I would think this is about. So if it's not about that, then maybe that's something to take into consideration. I don't really like the way that you did the text. Oh, that is a really, really good tip. Study real estate photography to learn more about good angles. I love that. The text here, if you could make the sky more blue, then the text would look really, really good if it was like a yellow or a white, right? This red is just like, it's off-putting, and it kind of matches your character, but it's almost like those two things are like they don't belong in this image. So, you've got Ultimate House, right? Okay, so it is an I built type video. So good job. But I probably wouldn't. I don't know if it works or not. But the character, it does seem like a little off-putting. Let's check out Minecraft perfect house. Let's just see what comes up, shall we? Okay, yeah, see, these are like really... Okay, that's a tutorial though, but like that's really, really beautiful, right? It's just like a great picture of this thing that got built. I would study more about these. See, a lot of these look impressive from the top view because they're so massive, but what you built isn't very massive. So, a lot... I suck. That's awesome. So you might want to look for, a better angle to take a picture. But yeah, even like the simpler ones, they just look so cool. So maybe it's just about what you built and it's not about new or your character, right? That's probably what I would study. The highest quality picture you can take is what I would do, and it seems pretty high quality what you got. If your character was gone, man, now I kind of want to see what it would look like if your character was gone and the new was gone, right? Would it look solid? Let's check. I feel bad for getting rid of the activate Windows thing. This might be a little weird. Blueprint on the left points to the finished project on the right. There was one that I just saw that looked pretty similar to that idea, but it wasn't a blueprint. It was just like a small before and then a big after. Like, yeah, that's really, really cool. You could do like a really junky looking thing before, and then, you know, after is your finished project or your finished product. But finished result. Just trying to get the right one here that I can easily make that disappear. Sometimes AI just wants to do something silly. Bam, down. What am I looking for? Yep, that's fine. No! Sorry, this is just gonna take me 1 second here. Stop. No, come on. Sorry guys, this is embarrassing. Whatever, I'm just gonna put it like this. Okay, so now that we have the idea that it's just like this house, does this look better, do you think? Is this like kind of the vibe that a lot of these Minecraft houses go for? And maybe it's one of those, like, maybe it could be centered, right? Or what? I don't know. But I would definitely make that blue pop a little bit more. So if you could, I don't know, I would something like that. But I would avoid trying to make these pop. So like if the sky was a little more blue, I think it would look cool. But obviously not messing with that gray. I think that would do a little bit better. A lot of these pictures in Minecraft have this focal point, which blurs the background, and that's something that you could do if you got hills or whatever in the background, trees. You can't do it here because like there's nothing in the background, but yeah, that's also something to consider. Your final result is like the impressive thing to show, it seems like, in this niche. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Okay. 280. MN Hoops. I guess I should click on the link, right? It's about basketball. It's a basketball niche. Mamba Magic top 10 plays. Okay, so you're doing a couple different things here. I'm not, but it's really about what works in the niche. So like your white outline, like it works really great in the Lego niche, right? But maybe that's not so great in the basketball niche. I just want to, I don't know why I clicked on that. Okay. I like basketball. Isn't that what it... No, Mamba Magic. Kobe Bryant's Brilliance, okay. So if, top 10 plays. All right, so we need like a Kobe Bryant highlight reel. I'm just gonna do Kobe Bryant. Just to see, I mean, what you show... Okay, so, wow. This is not what I expect. I would have expected like in the action, like what is going on, like something impressive that Kobe did. Yeah. So nothing interesting about the back. I agree. So if he's like in the middle of something awesome, that's what I expected to see. But what I'm seeing is a whole lot of celebration instead. And so you were kind of on the right track because that's exactly what's going on here. There's like a little bit of a celebratory vibe. But yeah, showing him will connect a lot better. I really, really like this one. And it's a little more kind of like professional, right? It takes some work to make something like this. But yeah, seeing him and like a little outline that works, right? So you had that nailed, and then the blurred background. It's just probably the images themselves just aren't the perfect vibe. I would just say try again and do exactly what you planned on doing with a couple adjustments. First, when you do the cutout of Kobe, make sure it's as smooth as possible. And if you don't use Photoshop, then yeah, never mind. I won't. I was gonna show you how to do that on Photoshop, but it's just like when you go into the mask, you crank up the smooth a little bit, but make sure it doesn't cut on the corners. So yeah, I would just make that smooth because it really does look better. Yours compared to like how smooth this one is, it's just like, I don't know. It's impressive. It's a little bit thinner too. They have a lot of noise going on though, so that's a little different. I would get a clear picture. That's really important. And then your text could be bolder. I would probably pick a different font in general. This does have like, the numbers at least do have like a sports vibe, but I would pick something bolder, and I might do it all in capitals like they did here. Your drop shadow is way too far from your text. I would kind of shore it up just a little bit, and I would also sharpen it instead of leave it soft. So if you look at their drop shadow, you can see a sharp purple instead of like a blurry soft one. I would keep it sharp. And yeah, then if like as far as the colors are concerned for your text, I think you went the right direction here. With you chose some like the common primary color, which is his jersey, but the problem is the colors just aren't popping enough, and that might be the background or the fact that the yellow is just a little too dull. You might want to crank up the saturation and maybe the brightness on that. So hopefully that helps just a little bit. I would try those things and just yeah, like I said, just pick a different picture. And I see that you have his hands coming outside of this frame that you put in there. I did not notice that at first. If you want to accent that, you might need to do it a little bit bigger, but I don't think it would matter, honestly. I probably wouldn't do it in the first place, but just so you know, I did notice it. It's pretty cool. I do like that sometimes. Yeah, even like this picture, if it was like super sharp, you know what I mean? Like a higher quality, I guess you could pump it up to. Okay, well that didn't work, but you get the idea. Throw it in some AI upscaling. Okay, let's move on. Thank you so much, Matt Cave Gaming. 93. Oh man. Okay. I said, ah, man, because I'm not sure if this is English, and I have trouble with that sometimes. Interesting start. Although I'm not sure what this overlay is. Okay. Just a heads up, just like as an editor, I think that what you have is already interesting enough. You might not need that kind of overlay effect. I was already sucked into the story, but then the overlay was almost a distraction. So I know that's not thumbnail related, but I'm an editor, and yeah, I think that angle is so cool the way you started it. Looking for Bengal tigers and other wild animals. Okay. Okay. Is this the Indiana Jones font? Is that what that is? I mean, like the color, I swear it's like Indiana Jones. It is totally the Indiana Jones font. Look at that eye. It's the exact same thing. Oh my god, that's funny. Okay. I assume it's because the word India, like, it's very similar to Indiana. Either way, it got my attention. Like, I recognized it, so if it works, it works. It's also kind of funny because I'm pretty sure that the drop shadow on Indiana Jones is the same. Like it is that much of a drop shadow. I did not expect to go Indiana Jones, and it is, yeah. That's an interesting way to go about this. I don't know what to say about that. It caught my attention, so I have no idea if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, I just want to see your other versions here. Okay, I don't... Did somebody say who's Indiana James? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. So, you know, I really like this one. The one where it's like, you can tell like the tiger is a part of the picture. I don't know. I really like that one. I think it's cool. I think that this dark one just, it almost made everything feel not like it doesn't fit together. And like, even, it's like you made yourself darker too, right? This just looks great to me. I don't know why it saved it, but now I have your picture on my computer. Yeah, this is solid to me. I mean, so much to the point that if I were to scroll through YouTube, I would probably... Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only person that caught my attention. I would probably think that you're really there at first, because like the lighting isn't incorrect. Like there's not much of a shadow in the actual picture, and you got a little bit on you, but like this is one of those things. Like I might have thought like that's straight up like the real picture at first with text on it. I like it, honestly. If she set a timer, it looks like she took the picture of herself. If someone took the picture, oh, like she's holding the camera. Okay, yeah, I guess that could be it. Like that could help, right? So if you weren't holding the camera itself, or if you set it on a timer and put it on a tripod, that's okay. I don't really know what I would improve about this besides just checking out other channels like what would it call it? Like tiger spotting, looking for tigers. I wonder how many actually include a picture of the person. Because it's like it's what you have is a bit more of a vlog, right? That's interesting right there. Like the image in the action. Man, I don't really quite know what to tell you. Like it's just real interesting. I think you got something cool. I do like the idea. If you had set it on a tripod and you got different pictures of yourself to put in there. I don't know if you did this in Photoshop or not, but like the way that you work with your color and your cutouts and everything, it looks really, really good. I don't know if you did any like color grading or anything at all, but it's solid in my opinion. Maybe you pop out the color just a little more, like the orange saturation of the tiger. It could work. I mean, if you go and you look at these, like that is crazy orange, right? That could help a little bit. I think if you just keep doing what you're doing, it's gonna end up working really well for you. I mean, 619 views. Makes me wonder if the intro is change things up a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have much to say. I really like it. I mean, if you ever wanted to experiment with a different font, I would say, you know, try it because the Indiana Jones font is a little interesting. Interesting choice. Your thumbnails seem really, really solid. If anything, I could say that there's too much text almost, but then again, in your niche, it's not so much text. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're onto something though. I think this is really, really cool. I'm sorry I don't have much to offer. I probably wouldn't change much about it. I would just keep making stuff. Let's move on. That Indiana Jones thing is pretty crazy though. 109. All right. The main focus of the channel is anything. Okay. Looks like it's Epic Games. Trying Fortnite for the first time, disaster. Okay, so if your channel is about everything, then you're not only making Fortnite thumbnails, right? You're making all different kinds of thumbnails for all different kinds of things. So, okay. This is one of those things where I'm gonna have to give you like overall advice because I'm not sure where you want to go with your channel. Because every different niche has like a different thing that works, right? Fortnite gameplay really works. Gameplay and like really sharp, like upscaled, character focused thumbnails really work. Unless you're talking about a weapon, and then like it's, you know, the focus is this weapon is better than a brick or whatever, and you show the weapon in a brick before and I don't know. But anyway, everything is a little different, and when you finally choose, you're going to want to look into that niche on YouTube and kind of see what works. If you're making a video about microphones, for instance, you're going to want to simplify this, and you're going to want it to be the microphone you want to be focused on, right? So, I have a friend that does this kind of stuff, and really it comes down to, like, he has the most success when it's just one item, and that's the focus, and it's a really high quality picture of that item, right? If you're focused on Fortnite, then it's the gameplay and the character focus, like most other Fortnite channels. If you're focused on something like Mr. Beast, I probably wouldn't use an image that he made, like that. Yeah, I probably wouldn't use the exact image he made. I would definitely change it up a little bit. Like, I did that one time. I made a Mr. Beast image. Here, let me find it. I took one image from his, like, I survived this in like a city alone or whatever, and then I combined it with another one, and then I did a lot of work to make his arm around himself. So, like, it's not really terrible to use something that's been created, but you really got to make it your own. Who's Mr. Beast? Well, I guess you're about to see two different Mr. Beasts hanging out with each other. It took a lot of work, so it takes a while to load. So yeah, a lot of this stuff was just kind of like pieced together, because like the background, that's not where he was standing in it. I actually had to reverse it so I could get the car on that side, because in this one there was a car on this side, right? And there was just like a whole lot of work that went into it, but I made it my own. You know, I took images from him and I cut them out and I messed with the background, and that's what I came up with. So yeah, if you're gonna use somebody else's thumbnail, at least switch it up a little bit more than this. But like I said, it's not such a big deal right now, because you are just experimenting and you're just trying to feel what works, you know, feel what you like. And honestly, that's admirable. Just throwing everything and seeing what sticks. Like, I love that, because that's how you get better. Seriously, this channel, it's like, it's something to admire, because this is the way people should start. That you should start and then learn. You shouldn't try to learn everything and then start. You know, at some point when people watch us, like, it's almost like, man, at some point you gotta make the move. You know, if people say I'm sick of hearing the same advice and stuff like that, it's like, maybe it's because you need to follow it, right? We do our best to come up with different ways to convey certain things, unless it's updates or whatever. We come up with ways that try to connect with every different type of person. So maybe if they didn't learn from the last one, now it makes sense. So yeah, I think that this is the best way to go about it. It's just to jump in head first and, take the advice piece by piece and implement it and see what works for you. Didn't someone make a Mr. Beast thumbnail generator? Probably. I don't know. Maybe. That seems like an AI tool that would exist. Probably. Okie dokie. All right, we'll do one more, and then it's time to take a moment. All right, Smoke and Talk Podcast LLC. All right, unfortunately, I have to look at this one first. I think you can guess why. Bow, 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 bow. It seems like it's okay, I think. This seems fine. All right. The only thing is they didn't send me a video to look at their thumbnail. They just sent me their channel. Sorry guys. Some of the thumbnails might be a little. Well, actually, no. Well, this one's tough. Some I probably shouldn't show. All right, so I'm gonna pick one, and that way we can just take a look. Let's just go with popular, because there's some things in here I probably should avoid. This is tough. I'm sorry. Some of these are risky. All right, I'm gonna go with one that's really simple, because a lot of these aren't so simple, and I'm gonna open one that's not so simple too. Okay, so first of all, this one, I think that this video didn't perform so well for your channel, but I think that this is the right direction to go because it's more simplified than a lot of your other thumbnails. The one that did the best was Kevin Hart reaction, and it was just a picture of Kevin Hart and it says something like it's text. And there's a couple reasons why that one probably did well. Honestly, it was probably because it was about Kevin Hart, and it was two simple things. It was Kevin Hart, and then there was text. And this one is, I assume maybe you, or maybe it's your podcast. I'm not exactly sure, but there's like a couple simple elements to this. There's the girl, there's the guy, there's the arrow, and there's the text, right? And it's like I try to keep it to about 3 elements, but when you jump to an image like this, regardless of the quality, because the quality is probably something that you need to address because a lot of your thumbnails kind of look like this, there's just so much going on that it's tough to know what to focus on, right? And also this text right here, like, it's illegible. You can't quite read it because of the quality. The arrow, on the other hand, it's like perfect quality. So I guess that's something that you would probably want to learn how to get these assets yourself and put them together, like in canva.com. That would be the easiest way to go about this. Outside of that, there was a couple risky videos in there that I would cover if I could, but it's a public live stream. So yeah, I would address the quality thing first, maybe kind of learn how to do this on your own, and then move on from there. But it seems like you are experimenting a lot, and that's, like I just said, that's a really, really good thing. So yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to questions. Okay? So all you gotta do is put hashtag PhotoP is the best. No, hashtag question, not hashtag PhotoP is the best. I was reading that. Hashtag question, and then ask a question, and I will do my best to answer it. Okay, bring on the questions. I started the thumbnail testing on my channel, and my channel views have hit rock bottom. Has anyone noticed the same? Has anybody noticed the same? Personally, I haven't seen any issues with this. I think the toughest part, I have a couple Discords where people talk about their issues with the thumbnail test, and I think that YouTube is probably working through these things, but a couple things to keep in mind. It's so hard to remember that the thumbnail test isn't about the best thumbnail. It's about when somebody clicks, they watch the longest. That's what thumbnail does the best. It's about the watch time. It's not about what makes it the best thumbnail. Like, you know, this might be the one that gets the most attention, but when people click it, they watch the least amount of time, and so that thumbnail loses. It's really, really tough to remember that click-through ratio has nothing to do with this, and I wish it did. It would make it so much easier for those of us that don't clickbait, but I understand why they do it, because when people learn what works, they're gonna do it over and over again, regardless of what their video is about. So yeah, but I've seen people, they have trouble with that because they get 50-50, like 49%, 51%, or 31%, 32%, 35%, or whatever the math is, 34%. But yeah, so I don't know, it's tough. Like, I've never, occasionally I'll have one that's like, this is clearly getting the idea across and setting the promise up better than the other ones. And it's still so tough to be like, this isn't the better thumbnail, it's the more accurate thumbnail. But it's pretty rare that I see one totally beat out the others. I don't know. I just kind of wonder if YouTube is still working on it. How do you give the effect to a person like Mr. Beast on Photoshop that's smooth looking? I'll show you real quick. So let me find a picture real quick. I don't know. Let's do Robert Downey Jr. I have no idea why his head or his name popped into my head, but let's get one without glasses. All right, this is fine. So basically, the way that they go about this, this is only the Photoshop way to do it, right? I want that to be clear. But there's something called camera raw in Photoshop, and basically what they do is they crank up a couple things. First of all, they crank up the sharpening just a little bit, and they make it super duper sharp. Also, clarity will do that. It'll add like a little dark tone, and then texture will really bring it out. And then at the end, they'll do something called noise reduction. And when they throw that on, then you end up with this smoothness. And so balancing those all together, he looks very interesting, but they'll crank up the smoothness, and they'll kind of balance that out to get this look. This might not necessarily be like the best picture for it, but as you can see, his beard is like starting to disappear and stuff, right? And that's just because it's smoothing every little bit of noise on his face. And if we take the sharpen all the way down and crank up, oh, I'm sorry, guys. My bad. Okay, let's redo that real quick. For those of us that use Photoshop, this might... I can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry. Oh, Lord. It's been a day. I'll just do this image. It's a little bit clearer anyway. So in Photoshop specifically, they'll jump into something called camera raw, which is under filters. And it'll bring up these options. The effects, and then the detail. And sometimes they'll crank up texture to really bring out that texture, I guess. Sometimes they'll crank up the clarity to just get a little more contrast to show what's going on in the picture. And then what they'll do is they'll do something called noise reduction, where the more you crank it up, the less like sharp edges you'll start to see on the face. And when you put it up all the way, it starts to look a little bit ridiculous, almost like a baby doll or something. And then what they'll do is start putting back in the sharpness, right? And then you end up with something like this. This is kind of a little bit of a bad example, but I hope that kind of clears that up. So when you go into, like, say, affinity or Photopea or whatever. Photopea, I think, has camera raw. It's like the exact same tool, just Photopea and not Photoshop. But look for noise reduction. That's kind of what you want. Noise reduction, and then a way to sharpen it back. So I guess that's that. I mean, you could probably find an AI tool that does this as well. I know that there's a lot of like face upscale AI tools, so maybe that there's one called, you know, make my face look like Mr. Beast.ai. Okay. How can you change your YouTube Shorts thumbs? When you upload the YouTube Shorts, on the very last screen before you hit submit or whatever, if you look at the thumbnail, there should be like an edit option. I haven't uploaded a YouTube Short in a while, but there usually is like at the very top you can select. Oh yeah, you click on it and then it'll let you select a picture from the video. I'm pretty sure. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe they'll allow you to upload a thumbnail now, but yeah, I might be confusing that with Instagram. I know though you can change them in YouTube, like on the desktop, right? Is that right? Because since I haven't done this in a while, I'm gonna look real quick. Probably shouldn't show that. We're gonna figure this out real quick because I haven't done this in a long time. But I know that I used to be able to adjust the shorts thumbnails really, really easy. And what I would do is I would actually turn these shorts. What was it? Hold on. I would make them like to the point where they were centered, right? So the shorts thumbnails, I guess I deleted them, but they would be like a full widescreen image. And then I would put like the thing that's like important in the center, like right there. And so it would show hilarious typos. Sorry, this is really, really small. It would be like hilarious typos, right? And the center would only show up on the shorts thing, but if somebody was going to click it on a playlist, it showed like the full screen. So yeah, I guess we can just see if we can change the thumbnail there. But nope, you can't. Not on desktop, but when you upload it on your phone, you can. Yeah. So yeah, sorry. Hope that helps, but honestly, there's probably not a good reason to do it unless you're like Mr. Beast. Because when people see your short, they're scrolling. They're not seeing it on a shorts feed. Sorry, I missed that question. I've noticed the more effort I'm putting into description, thumbnails, and titles seem to be having the reverse effect compared to what my vidIQ rating is saying. Am I overthinking things? vidIQ is saying, am I over? Okay, so maybe. I feel like this a lot of the time, and I've kind of learned that I just try to keep things as simple and as real and obvious as possible, and then I just completely forget about it and move on to the next video. That's where I've seen the most success in my entire YouTube career, is just saying screw it, like it's good enough, and then moving on. So sometimes I think there's not a whole lot you can put in the description that will change, that will change it dramatically, right? Titles and thumbnails do that because that's what the viewer sees, but description, not so much. Thumbnails and titles, I would have to see to understand what the vidIQ is, what the tool is saying. There could be some things, like the tool itself, it doesn't take so much psychology into consideration, because it's a tool, it's not a human. So sometimes the psychology it's hard to get right just from a rating, just from the tool's rating itself. So you might be overthinking things, but really, if you're spending more than a week just like messing with the packaging of a video, move on to another video. Just do yourself a favor and just move on, because that next video, every one you make is just another opportunity that one's gonna hit, right? That's how I feel about it. And I'm the worst at this. I'm a perfectionist, and I overthink everything, but I'm trying to get over it. I use Blender to make my thumbnails, and it takes a lot of time. It's hard for me to manage my time and level up my thumbnails, graphics, and everything. All right, so I know how to use Blender. That's actually how I first started on YouTube. I made this this channel called Mochila, right? And basically, what I can say is, from what I know from Photoshop compared to Blender, it took me so much longer to learn Blender than it ever did to learn like a photo manipulation software. If you put even, I don't know, a tenth of the time into like learning Canva or Affinity or whatever that you know how to do in Blender, it will be so much worth it, because Blender, the layers don't work the same. 2D doesn't work the same as 3D, and I know that's hard to understand until you do it. But seriously, it's way worth it to not use Blender unless your pictures are made 3D. I'll show you an example here real quick. What I mean by that. So here's my Blender channel, and here is Travis Tries the World, which is Travis from vidIQ. I did these videos. Like I edit them and I do the thumbnails. And this image right here of I Tried the Worst Hotel, I made it in Blender because we needed like the perfect angle. And I think that I have so many things open, this has taken a long time to load. Sorry. I think that the best way, sorry, one sec. I think that this is like the most appropriate way to actually use Blender for your thumbnail design. So basically, it's just like I made it in Blender, but I tried to make him like a part of it. So if you're designing something like this, I think it's worth it to use those Blender skills. But if you're just like doing like thumbnails for YouTube or whatever, it is so much faster. Like you'll be done so fast. Like even just taking a day to learn Canva, you'll get done so fast compared to what you can do in Blender. And especially if you're rendering an Eevee, like even if you're rendering an Eevee, like it'll still be faster. Sorry, that's a little Blender speak. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, hopefully that helps you though. Yes, it is. It is 2-second challenge time. We're moving on. Okay, let's move on. Are we ready? Okay, it's 2-second challenge time. So basically what 2-second challenge time is instead of showing the channel and then the thumbnail, we look at the thumbnail first and we try to guess what the video is about. Cool? All right, so what I'll do is I'll be going full screen like this. Glasses, y'all. Okay, let's see if this works out. And then I'll look at a thumbnail and I'm like, all right, you guys, you ready to guess what the video is about? And then I'll hit this button. And then you send me your answers, and we'll see what we'll see how effective this thumbnail is of getting across the idea before we look at the complete package, which is the thumbnail and title. Okay, here we go. Okay. 143. Getting it ready, y'all. Oh my God. I cannot show that. Okay. Ryan Rockers, if you're in here, I am so sorry. I see you. There you are, right there. I can't show this on the stream. It's the name. I'm just not, so I'll get in trouble, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. That one's, I can't do it. I apologize. I will hit you up in Discord and help you out from there. Okay. Join the vidIQ Discord. If you're not in there, go join it, and then I'll hit you up right after the stream. Okay, moving on. I'm so sorry for everybody that feels left out, but It was just, it's a little risky. Okay, here we go. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. I don't know why that just happened. One sec, I'm gonna fix this. But I have to... How do I do that? Video game, you're right. Yeah, one sec. I have to put up something to fix this so it shows the full. So give me a sec. You'll still hear me though. Just want to make sure that... No! Stop. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. This is ridiculous. All right, this will work. All right, so now we're back. I don't know what happened, but like it just totally reset the size. All right, we'll do this again. This one's a I don't know. That one's a gimme. All right, let's get some guesses here. All right, Roblox. Not so sure. I want to say thank you, vidIQ. I'm not so sure about that either. Game. Probably. Hunting Bigfoot. Okay. Elden Ring. All right. So I'm pretty sure that this is called Sons of the Forest, right? I think that is what the game is called. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it's probably just gameplay of this. Full release episode 1. You know, sometimes it seems like every time we do this, the very first thumbnail we get is like all spelled out in text on their thumbnail. So yeah, real quick, it's just A New Beginning, Sons of the Forest episode 1. So it's like gameplay. And it's a VTuber. The VTuber is not something I expected because that wasn't on the thumbnail, but it doesn't have to be. So if, real quick, if we wanted to do Sons of the Forest gameplay, I think you might want to go with something that happened in the game, something that happened in the game, something interesting, that, like, why would somebody click your Sons of the Forest gameplay more than anybody else? That's the thing to consider here. If it's just this picture, okay, cool, right? But let's see what else we got. So when we look at this, just real quick, when we see Markiplier's face, that doesn't count. That can't count because when you see Markiplier's face and you're a Markiplier fan, you watch Markiplier. And for us smaller YouTubers, it doesn't work the same way, right? He can sell his package by throwing his face in it. And that's not fair. But, okay, it should be a picture of a character in a situation, no text. That's okay, right? That's in the game, something crazy happens. Yeah, sure, right? It does seem that Sons of the Forest logo, it's in some pretty successful videos, but they're mostly Markiplier, and that's not right. Hold on. Okay, so this one right here, well, that's IGN, but I see a scary guy, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Story explained that that's offering more than gameplay. Let's just search gameplay then. Let's play. Okay. Okay, so this right here is pretty cool. Like the base build. I think that's really interesting. It shows something unique that I will get from this gameplay, not somebody else's. This is kind of cool. I like the picture itself because it's like the GPS. It's interesting. I don't know. It shows something that I'm not seeing a whole lot. Yeah, that right there. Like, okay, this dude's about to get stabbed. That's interesting to me. So, well, not in general. Just, you know, it's an interesting thing to get attention on a thumbnail. A lot of these gameplays like, it's like a beautiful scene in the gameplay itself. You see the POV situation where you see their hands, right? Like holding a weapon or doing something. I would pick the coolest part of your episode and throw that as your thumbnail. It seems to work for this Noah person, right? 233,000 views. It's just, here's my gun and here's bad guy, right? So that's something to consider. This almost looks like it's like a picture from the trailer, right? It's like a big, wide picture, and it doesn't feel like gameplay to me. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Okay, sorry. I didn't have much to offer as far as that, but yeah, I would nix the text. I have to move that guy's channel off here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. What do you think? How we doing? Let's get some guesses up in this. Minecraft. I'd say that's probably a safe bet. Podcast? Maybe. Rocket-based Minecraft. Lighthouse as a base in Minecraft. Building a mushroom house in Minecraft. A mushroom house. Okay. All right. Let's check this out. Okay. So yeah, it does definitely look like a Minecraft related thing. It says your base. Okay. I don't really know what they're trying to get across here, unless like you can make this your base, I guess. Like you can build this just like how I did. Okay, so let's check out the title here. The title is How to Build a Firework Base in Minecraft. Now, I don't play Minecraft. Okay, someone just said Firework House right under that one. Firework Base. Secret firecracker base. Is there something to this firework thing? Is that a part of the game? Is it? Firework rocket base. Is it just because it looks like it? It looks like a firework, or does it do something? Yes. Okay. Okay. It seems like you guys know what this is. Okay. It seems like you guys know exactly what this is. So how would we improve it then? Because I don't quite know. Like, I don't know that that's a firework base, right? I mean, it's okay. It's decoration. Okay. I guess. All right. So, you could do your base with an arrow, I guess. What I said earlier, like what I built, like you want to get the most impressive picture of this, right? And there's Robert Downey Jr. So, real quick, just in case you missed this, this is kind of what we see a lot of Minecraft, Minecraft channels do. I'm like losing my mind here. I'm just gonna get rid of this so you can see what I'm talking about. So, basically you have like the one main thing, and then you have the background that kind of blurs a little bit, so your one main thing really stands out, right? That's one way to go about this existing image, but if you could get a better image, one that's more dynamic, then I think that it would really pop a lot more. Once you do that, if you find like the saturation tool in Canva or whatever you do, like whatever you use to do this, then I would make those reds pop a little bit more, because like in this specific situation, they kind of just feel like dark brown, right? So if you wanted reds specifically to pop themselves, you could like isolate the red somehow in Canva and do that. That said, you'd probably do better with a better picture. I think the angle itself could probably be a little bit better. Like from the if the angle was from the bottom looking up to where it's like it looks like a giant firework, like I think that would probably be pretty cool. That said, I need to check this firework Minecraft. Used Adobe Express. Okay, yeah, so you'll probably have all the same tools that I do. Okay, so there's a firework. It does look exactly like it. You could... I don't think that your base is the text you want then, right? I don't know what the text would... Like, you might not need text, but your base isn't like curiosity creating enough. Like, it's just like, okay, how to make this. I guess I get it. So, if you did a side-by-side of the firework, and then you did the actual firework house, like how to build this in Minecraft. So you got the firework. That's how I would do it. I would do the firework on the left, like this one, and then on the right, I would have the picture of what you built, and then it's an arrow going to it. That's exactly what I would do. Let's get a Minecraft firework. That's fine. So, on the left, I don't know if this is backwards or not. Oh, I see that that's like a little wick that you made. That's pretty cool. So, that's not what I wanted, but you get the idea. So, on the left, you have this guy. On the right, you got that guy. And then... down the middle, you would want to do like a half and half. So whatever background color would make this thing pop, maybe, I don't know. Not that. I don't know. This is one of those things where I would take the time and experiment with it. But you could, let's just do white for now, right? So you got white, and then you have... the line right in the middle, taking that up, back down, and then we're gonna go to this guy. I'd probably pick a different arrow, by the way. I'm not so sure about this one. Yeah, I'm not so sure to the point where I won't use it now. I like this one better. Let's do a little upside down flippy. And then, I don't know, you can play with the colors or whatever. But I would do something like that. I don't know, like yellow maybe. I don't know. You might want to play with the background colors just to see what really works. I mean, red does kind of pop if you can make the red sort of look the same as like on this image here. Like if you can match those reds, that would be really cool. But yeah, so how to make this base, it's pretty clear now. Like you conveyed the idea. Like here is the item, firework. If I don't know, maybe you could have the text that's in Minecraft that says firework rocket or firework or whatever, and then show that. Like I think that conveys the idea just a little bit better of like how to build this. Yeah, I would do something like that. Okay. I need those arrows. Mine look horrible. Is there a website? I've made some of them. I've downloaded some of them. Sometimes you can just Google arrows, and as long as you get like the PNG version, like it'll have a transparent background. A lot of these came from Adobe stock. You can see in the names. And yeah, so we have Adobe stock with vidIQ. It's Arrow Man. Okay, y'all. Let's Let's do this again. Bum, 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 bum. I feel bad because that's another Minecraft one. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna message that person afterward. 128. Arrow Man. Okay, this one should be interesting. Yo. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this is super cool. All right. Please. You guys ready? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? What's the guess? Gaming. Truck recovery. I would say so. Games. Inside Russia Minecraft. It's about recovering an old truck. Big truck, little truck, toy truck. How to recover an old truck. Restoration truck. Recovery from impound. They transform their truck. Whole lot of trucking replies. So, yeah, it's... I mean, yeah. This, I gotta say, this is such an interesting idea. And I don't know if this is, like, the real picture or not, but what a cool idea to have a truck on the back of another truck. So, I did see the title already. This isn't a game. It's for reals. This is not a game. It's called Recovering My First Truck, HGV Driver, Trucking UK. So, what is HGV? I don't know that. I feel like I really should know, but I'm afraid to Google it on camera. Hilton Grand Vacations? That can't be right. Can it? Heavy goods vehicle. Word. Thank you so much. Okay, so recovering my first truck, HGV driver, trucking UK. I mean, honestly, that's all you need to know. Like, the dude is going to get his first truck. Now, something I found interesting was this thumbnail pops like big time, and then you went for this one, which I find more interesting, right? It's just like, sorry, I'm gonna open both just so you guys can see them full screen. So I find this one more interesting as the concept of a truck on the back of another truck. I think that is so unique, but I think that this thumbnail is better because of just the color alone. It's like, okay, your shirt is clearly like you're a worker, right? Like you're working, you're wearing a highly reflective color. And then you got this truck on the back of a bed, and then the sky is like this bright blue. And it does kind of look like you colored over it or something, which you gave yourself a ton of negative space. This is the better thumbnail, in my opinion. I think it grabs just a little bit more. With the title already saying recovering my first truck, you might not need to repeat that in this. I got to give it to you. This is the more unique idea, but this is the better thumbnail. This is just so... It almost looks like something that Mark Rober did. I don't know. It is just like, that is solid. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I was like, what? Wait, what do I do first? Okay. When I had Dan in here, it threw me for a loop because I had to move cameras around and do all this stuff. Okay, so opening this one. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? What do we think? I'm gonna say it's kind of obvious if you saw it. We got Roblox. Roblox. Roblox, okay. Roblox, no. Fixing Roblox game. Going and picking up my old Roblox. 2 Mizich Red. How to farm pumpkins. Close. Roblox is broke again. Okay, let's see what we got here. Arrow playing Roblox. Okay, so it says fixing my Roblox game from this to this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say like the title, fixing my Roblox Airsoft game now. Okay, so it's Airsoft related. I gotta say, there's a lot going on here that you don't need. As far as like getting the point across with the thumbnail, which is the whole point of the 2-second test, it's hard to say you didn't do that because you put all this text in it to say exactly what the video's about, and this isn't the way to go because it takes a long time for somebody to get through all that text in the thumbnail. They're only gonna give it 2 seconds or less. They're not gonna try to like deduce what all this is about or what's going on. They're just going to move on to the next one. There are millions of YouTube videos, and I'm not going to take the time to sit here and try to figure this out. So what I would do is, first of all, if you're going to use text, I would use one kind, one color, one font. All these different fonts, it's a distraction. I would keep an arrow in there, but what I would do is I would do a half and half situation here. Basically just the same as this, except with the 2 pictures you actually showed. Now, I just want you to see, when you're taking a look on your phone, are you able to really see what's going on in those 2 little blocks that you made? Because this is 38%, and I usually go to 10, but I know you're seeing it on the stream. So I feel like that borders for the image. Okay, yeah. So the red, I don't even think the red would be used at this point. I would, to get the point across, yes, we would do the half and half. So to get the point across, I took my game from this guy. Now, if this is like a game dev channel, then this would make a ton more sense. And then this seems like the more focus area right here. So, I would have something like this. Come on. Stop it. Yeah, whatever. Just gonna make it bigger so it fits on all sides. Okay, so yeah, I would do something like this, and I would throw an arrow into the middle of, like, I took it from this to this, right? So if you... This is just like a rough whatever. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would take it from this to this, and then if you have some text that's like really important that you can't get across with the title, then yeah, you can put it in there. But honestly, it would, like, this is the best area for it because there's so much negative space up there. So if you had to put text, what was the original text? Fixing my Roblox game from this to this. Okay, from this to this is now gone because your thumbnail says that. From this to this with one arrow and 2 pictures. So fixing my Roblox game. Okay, first of all, I think for this small of an area, it's too many words. But just so you can kind of see what this would look like. To have that in that area would feel a lot better, I think. I mean, you could mess with it, but this would be like the easier way to get your point across faster without it being so busy. because there was just so much to look at in the first one. So I hope that helps a little bit. Sorry, this is such a rough thrown together thing, but I hope that gets the point across. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. By the way, this as a thumbnail is terrible. It's just to tell you, like, here's what the idea would be. This is not what your thumbnail should look like. Okay. All right. 259. Oh, goodness. Minecraft. Okay. When I open up Minecraft, I'm sending them messages afterwards. I want to kind of change it up for us to be able to guess. Minecraft is one of those ones that you kind of immediately know what it's about. Because it's Minecraft. It looks like Minecraft. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? What guesses do we have? Let's see them guesses. Ideas, anybody? Speed painting. Manga. Black Ops, Minecraft. How to paint fast. Chat, I'm lost. Speed painting. Yeah, okay, some people are already pointing out some issues. Anime coloring, Overwatch, speed paint a game. Okay. So, it does say speed paint in there, but somebody was talking about how difficult it is to see the text, and it is, because white over white doesn't work. If you have an outline around it, sure, it'll work. But this is... Yeah, there's no contrast. You need contrast. That's what you need there. So, first of all, when we go into the speed painting niche... I want to see what happens. Because I feel like the paintbrush would be... Oh, it's digital. It's digital painting. Okay. So a lot of the painting niche involves the actual canvas and the brush that you see. But now I get it. All right. So to see what this was supposed to get across. Yeah. All right. So it is basically they draw, they paint, and they do it all, and then it's like on fast forward. That's the speed paint part. So you kind of see how it all came together, and it's really effective, I'm sure. Like, because you kind of see how they made it, and you can learn how you can do that as well, and you can slow it down too. So when it comes to speed paint, it seemed like they did exactly what the niche does, which is the final image and the word speed paint. Because you see it a lot. Like, that's exactly what's going on here. Speed paint. Speed paint. All right, so now that we know that they did their research, let's just kind of break down the aesthetic real quick. So, first of all, I might want to show like a little more of what you made. I don't know necessarily if a midline drawing and the finished thing. Okay, so I could see that happening if it was half and half with no arrow this time, but like half of it is like halfway there, and then the other half is on the right side is the full way there. This would be your right, yeah. So I could see that happening. What a lot of people are doing is I'm not seeing it so much, but I could definitely see that as the left half, and then the right half is the completed version. That's a really cool idea. I would try that first. I really like that. But you blurring the arms, is that what they did on this one? No, they just blurred the background. It almost looks like you're kind of covering up what you actually, not that, what you actually did. And I think it would be more interesting to kind of see more of it, right? But just so you know, what you got, like the framing of it, is very cool already. So my biggest issue with this is the speed paint. I don't like the font personally because like there's all these cuts into the letter that it's kind of difficult to see even if you could, but you can't with white over white. You might want to pick one of the main colors that you've used here and put it in a spot that is only white. So if you have like a bright blue, make the speed paint bright blue over white, like in a corner. But don't make it your bottom right corner, because when you zoom, like this whole area right here is going to be cut off by the little timer on when YouTube shows the thumbnail. So that's really all I could think to say about this one. You know, back it up a little bit so we can see more. Leave some negative space for the word speed paint. Make sure that it's not white over white, and pull it away from that bottom right corner. All right, just past 400 responses. Nice. That's what we like to see. All right, this is not a Minecraft one, so don't be guessing Minecraft, okay? Oh man, it's Minecraft. Just kidding. This is so zoomed out. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Roblox? 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 Mouse Maze? Geometry Dash? Game Dev? Minecraft Dungeons? Okay. Okay, my favorite game. Let's see what this is. All right, so I'm not familiar. Maze Runner 10,000 BC. Okay, I'm not familiar with this. It does sort of look like Geometry Dash to me, I think, and I only know that because I have a friend that plays it. But yeah. Math question. Angry Birds. Okay, I think it's Geometry Dash. I think. I don't know what maze means. Yeah. So honestly, let's real quick figure out what's going on here. Adding an invisible dual maze in my Bloodbath full version number 4 Geometry Dash. Okay, it's a Geometry Dash dev. Yeah. Okay. So, whoo, man. All right. For somebody that's not so familiar with this, I don't feel comfortable giving tips on it until I see what the niche really does, because I was wrong about this before. Okay, this is kind of what I expected would work, and it's a more zoomed out version of what is going on in the level. I think it's just that your picture is so close, it's kind of hard to understand what's going on, and also maze doesn't make sense. It's just like text can make people curious, and it makes them want to know, oh, I have to know what that is, what that means, right? But maze with a question mark doesn't create so much curiosity that it gets a click, at least in my opinion. It might work, but at that point, it's like you don't have to put text if you don't want to. Only when you know it's going to create like some solid, if it's going to create some solid curiosity, or like begin to evoke or convey some information. On top of that, I would probably up the quality, right? Because this is like this is really pixelated, and if there's a way that when you play or when you're doing your dev to get like something like this, man, this is really, really solid quality. And also, I just gotta know, like, your video quality is much higher than your thumbnail. So why wouldn't you just take a screen cap, right? I'm just saying, but like this is like much higher quality than that thumbnail. So that's probably what I would try to focus on. Also, when you do the game dev thing, this UI might be something that people recognize, and using a part of it that applies to what you're making might be something that they could instantly recognize when they check out your thumbnail. Just wanted that to be clear. Okay. Let's move on to another one. Number 20. I don't know if they're still here. All right, y'all. Oh, this is a really cool start to the video. You'll have to see it. Okay, you guys ready? Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. We had that banner going. Okay, here we go. What do you think? What do we think? Any ideas? Something maybe? Maybe? Lethal Company? Wow. What? That person had a gas mask on. Motorcycle mechanic. Science experiments. Motorcycle maintenance. Oil for motorcycle. Don't put this in your motorcycle gas tank. I think so. Suzuki doesn't need fuel. Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, we're all kind of pretty close. It's I saw a lot about I saw a robot making toast. I saw a lot about motorcycle maintenance, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is about. Ditch caustic chemicals, clean gas tank easily. Okay. So I think this could. It's an impressive idea, right? But does it convey the idea completely? Can you clean your gas tank easier? Does this kind of get that across? Because a lot of people thought that this was fuel too. So I think it might pose just a little bit of confusion here. So how to clean your gas tank easily. Let's look at that real quick. How to clean your motorcycle gas tank. Boat motors, so you can't tell it's a bike. Oh, okay. All right, so this was the idea that I was thinking. It was the half and half. Man, we're doing a lot of those today. But from this to this, it does work for them, but my complaint about it would be that it's kind of tough because you don't really see that it's about a motorcycle. And I guess that was a good point, whoever just said that. So yeah, I mean, okay, so it's definitely a search-based video, because when somebody needs to clean their motorcycle gas tank, a lot of these are the half and half. Okay. They're looking for what they are looking for, I guess. So they're like looking at their gas tank, and then they search on YouTube, and they're like, that looks like my gas tank, and then they click it, and that's the one that they click, right? So if you add a motorcycle into the thumbnail, it would work for like browse, right? Because like it would get the idea across easier, like on the YouTube homepage, but for search, it's like a very specific thing you're looking for. And so I guess that's probably why this works a lot better, is like the up close half and half. You don't even need to know it's about a motorcycle, because the only people watching this are motorcycle enthusiasts they're looking for a very specific thing. So yeah, I think that would be the way to go. I think that this is a very cool idea. It just might not get across the best way. Now, combining two ideas, if you wanted to use this and keep it like the full motorcycle thing, like it could work too, but also there's nothing about this is making you think how to clean your gas tank. But also, I don't ride a motorcycle, so I just want that to be clear. Okay. Why does that keep happening? Okay. Anyway, let's do one more. 324. Oh, I can't show it. My bad. I was like, why does that banner keep popping up? Okay. 324. This was a fairly recent. Oh, okay. I like that. All right. Good luck, y'all. Just to be clear, Vicky typed Minecraft and then clicked Minecraft. Fortnite. Fortnite. Path to Adulthood. Jumanji. I'm seeing Jumanji. Sandlot. I was thinking Sandlot too, but unless they made a new one. Breaking Bad, but it's children. I could see it. Maybe. I don't think you can see my glasses. Old children looking at a new map. Okay, okay, so we do see a little bit of Fortnite. I think, yeah, Fortnite mappage going on here with these kids. I'm not sure what's going on in this one. I don't know. I see some. I don't know. I don't recognize the kids, but I can see the little map thing. But just real quick, the map. It's not, if you look at it like this when you're like scrolling through a phone or whatever, then it's like the map is not the first thing you notice. The image is from It. Oh, the clown movie? Okay. Well, anyway, the title is A New Member Accidentally Made Us the Losers Club. I hate to say it, but I just when it comes to Fortnite, just a heads up, you know, character-focused gameplay really helps in Fortnite unless it's a storytelling thing, and then it's like a really high-quality character picture instead, in a different setting than gameplay. That's what works for Fortnite. If people click your video off that thumbnail and then they see Fortnite gameplay, it's just, there's like a little bit of a mismatch, and you're probably not going to get much good engagement with what you got right now. I hope that helps a little bit. I don't have much to say beyond that, but it does look like you just started and you're just trying things out. And once again, like I always say, that is the best way to go about this. It is, I don't know. I wish people tried that more, right? I wish people would just try it, get started now. Start today and figure it out as you go. Because like I do this thing all the time where I'm trying to learn everything I can about something before I start. And in retrospect, 30, 40 days later, I look back and I'm like, man, I wasted a lot of time learning the wrong things. So if you leave today with anything, just start and learn as you go. Please. I mean, at least learn how to hit record. But once you do that, just start. Anyway, I hope this has helped y'all. I guess I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for coming out.